Jenny McCarthy Show.
Oh! I'm so excited, you guys. This is a musical that I cannot wait for everyone to go see, especially because of the cast. Particularly Joey McIntyre, who's in Waitress the Musical, starting February 4th, goes through April 7th. Needless to say, Donnie and I will be there pretty much every week. So come here, Joey. Give me a kiss before we send. How are you?
Mwah.
You look fantastic as usual.
I can't believe I get likewise to you. I can't believe I get to see you in person.
I know, and you know what? It's nice. It's just me and you.
That's right.
Without all the fluff.
Ugh, those guys.
I mean, it's so great when you guys come in here and I get to interview the whole tour. But it's like it's so hard to do the whole group when sometimes I just want to focus in on one of you guys, and now I get you all to myself.
You're like my sister.
You've got a lot of sisters.
I do. I have seven older. Well, you know the Irish. You know they kept going until it just didn't work anymore. So.
I asked my mother. I said, I go, why did you keep going? And she said, well, the Pope said we shouldn't use birth control.
That's right.
I go, what's wrong with pulling out, Mom?
Right.
She was like,
Can you imagine? And my God bless my parents. They're up there saying keep your mouth shut. But what I'm gonna say is, you know, they fought a lot. They did not get along a lot of the time. So the odds, the odds of their babies ratio to unless they were, having more sex than I think. What I'm saying is, in my mind, they fought too much to have sex. But when they had sex, they had babies all the time.
But you know what that's called, Joy? It's called makeup sex. There is an addiction to that.
And there's more of a passion to that.
Heightened.
Yeah, and things just fly.
That's right. So I could totally see that. You were made out of passionate love.
Or should I
if
not?
you want to hear your voice, you can.
Yeah.
You're back on Broadway, by the way, by demand, because this is not your first time. You've been on Wicked on Broadway. Broadway's Tick Tick Boom.
Yep.
A funny thing happened on the way. And, it's so great that you're back. You moved all the way from Los Angeles to New York with your family. Mm-hmm. Was that a weird transition? Did you have to convince your wife and kids that this is the right thing?
It was crazy, yeah. I mean, it was a lot. I mean, once we decided to move, we'd be up in 3 in the morning like, what the F are we doing, because it's a lot with the 3 kids, and you can relate, just moving around trying to make it work. And even moments now we're hearing what the hell are we doing? But it's awesome. I mean, there's only one New York, and we wanted to mix it up. And LA was great for us for a long time. And
you were such a New York guy. You're such a New York talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely an East Coast thing to me, I guess, I bring to the table. But one of the things, career-wise, I wanted to do more theater. So to jump into something relatively soon was really cool.
When you were younger, did you see yourself on Broadway?
I was so young that, I didn't really think about it. You know what I mean? But in a naive way, I was thinking today, because there is something special about Broadway, obviously. I mean, that's an understatement. But, when you're there, and I think of one of the first shows I did as a kid was at the Footlight Club, which was only 4 blocks away from our house in Boston, right? And it was this beautiful theater that's still there today in great condition, and the members are great and have done it over. But it was a 250-seat theater, which was really special. I didn't know how lucky we had it, but this director showed me how to stand with 1 foot pointing this way and 1 foot pointing that way. So you're open to your scene partner, but you're also open to the audience. Now, it's just a simple thing. It was the first tool I ever met, and I remember looking down at that stage, and I can picture the Footlight stage, and then to do it, I thought of doing it on Broadway and making that same picture and sending it to him. But
that's so sweet.
So it's Broadway and theater, you have to love it to do it. 8 shows a week, and just the whole thing, the community and the interaction and the live and the whole craft of it, and it's just
it takes extraordinary talent to be able to do what you do. I mean, I've been asked to do Chicago, and I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
There's not a fucking chance in hell I'll be able to sing and dance. You know what I mean? But this is something.
Well, if you wanted to, you would. You absolutely have the talent. But I get you. You're a busy girl, and it's a lot. It's a commitment. Even if you have the talent, you have to shut it down for a certain amount of time.
Don't get me wrong. I would fucking love it.
You'd kill it. You should do it.
I would fucking love it.
Let's do it together. Or you and Donnie.
Joey,
you and Donnie should do it.
No, I can't do it. Trust me, I tried it. I can't. But I'm going to keep plugging this thing.
Okay.
So we're going to get tons of people to go. Waitress the Musical, you guys, he joins the cast starting February 4th through April 7th.
Yeah.
You guys get the tickets at waitressthemusical.com.
Yeah.
Do you ever get worried on stage I hate to ask people this when they're going on Broadway, but my biggest fear is forgetting my place. You know, it's sitcoms when we're on stage in front of a musical audience. You could fuck up and say, "Oh fuck," and you start again.
Yeah.
Broadway, what do you do?
Probably the same thing because they love it. You know what I mean? And you know, like most audiences, they love when stuff goes wrong because, and they understand that whether it's weird or bad or funky. I was telling a story earlier about when I was in Wicked and there was a flu bug thing going around and this piece of phlegm came up and attacked my throat like right in the middle of a scene.
Oh no.
And the next thing out of my mouth was one of those cliched devil voices like hello. I swear to you that's how I sounded for about a solid 60 seconds and had to go back into a song. And so, but from the cast, I just felt nothing but love. And it's like, this happens. And the same with the audience, you know? So even if it's a bad thing, they love being a part of that
You're
thing.
right.
So,
but
not that I want that to happen, right? I mean, I'm not welcoming that. I don't want that to happen.
No, but you're just saying that you can recover.
Sure.
And you feel okay about it.
Sure. And the audience snaps right back in. You know what I mean? We really buy in. You think... And then all of a sudden you go, oh, yeah, I'm back into this. Like, I really believe it.
They're so supportive. What about the people that have their phone ring? Do you want to, like, kill them?
You know, I think that's only happened once before, and I was doing an off-Broadway show. But, you know, they make the announcements, and people try to have fun to remind people of, you know, what happens. But, it's... Anything goes.
How about just people using their phones in general? Because now you've been at this for how many years? 30 years. And this was before fucking phones, which my son can't believe that I survived in a world that there was no cell phones.
Oh, my goodness.
But when you're performing on stage and you see just a sea of phones, is it kind of like... Is there part of you that want to go, just enjoy the experience?
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, I'm getting better with my rants, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, wait a minute, can you just have a moment? You know,
that's how I feel.
It's
like, just
really,
watch me.
It's not. I mean, people are losing the moment, and they just want to and forget about our generation, but the younger generation. It's just so much a part of that. But the idea of like some people, I know Chappelle like says no phones a lot of the times, right? And they lock them up, which must be so fun to just get away from it all. But Broadway's pretty good with that. Broadway is pretty good with it. I mean, there's people that, are stealing like little things and whatever, but like there are people like watching phones and you got to put them away. So that's kind of the cool thing about live theater on Broadway is that it only lives on like in our hearts and our minds.
Totally.
Which is cool.
Now you're doing Waitress the Musical again. Yeah. I see how much I'm plugging in.
Thank you
so much. Joins the cast February 4th. It's at waitressthemusical.com. Again, Donnie and I are going to be there. Like
and the first week, by the way, is 2-for-1 tickets.
No way.
Which is really good. Great deal. So that's going on now. So get that for the first week.
What other, like, you have the tour coming up.
Yeah.
Mixtape Festival. Do you want to bring up anything about that? Just that
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It really is.
We're so lucky, and we just try not to fuck it up, I think, really.
I was talking about you guys earlier, talking about how I'm friends with someone from Live Nation, and they talked about how many female not only female, but majority female, have a really hard time selling tour tickets. Why do you think you guys are so blessed besides being talented?
Well, I mean, eventually, you got to put on a good show at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, you can only ride the nostalgia thing for so long. And then I think people are starting to get that it's a great time. Like people come to our concerts, it's a great time. We play all the old hits, but there's new current stuff and it's fresh and it's fun. And we put great tours together with amazing acts. So now it's us, Salt and Pepper, Naughty by Nature, Tiffany, Debbie Gibson. So that's a great night of entertainment. So
the first time I ever dated Donnie, I went to your concert for the first time. I'm sorry, I'm a late head blockhead.
Yeah.
I went and I was like, well, let's see how this is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I walked away, went, this is a fucking amazing concert.
Yeah.
And then I had to tell my friends. I'm like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah, you were very sweet. I love that. Because you never know. I mean, I knew you were. I mean, I loved you from afar, but like, to share and celebrate people is a great quality, and you did that from the get go. So
oh my God, I was truthfully, and I think you could tell, authentically blown away by you guys, and constantly like watching you guys on New Year's Eve. It was so fun to be able to host and have you guys perform. I'm like, I got
just another awesome
turn around and introduce you guys. No nerves at this point. you're just...
Thank God. I've had nerves since we got back. Especially about singing on live TV, because it's just a weird thing for me, and maybe it's just my hang up, but so many times it just doesn't translate. You know what I mean? I love singing live, you know what I mean? But there's a difference between arenas and on TV, and what I hang on to is like, I still keep getting opportunities to grow and learn from it, and I felt like maybe not finally, but like that performance was just like everything was easy, like because and it was, I felt really good about the performance, but it was like the expectations were like right sized and certainly so exciting to be there at Times
of course.
Square. Yeah.
And then the reaction that we got was that you guys stole the night. By far. I mean, people that I didn't know on the street went, oh my God, I was having a party at my house.
Yeah.
We watched it and went, now that's a performance.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like butter for you guys. And then when you stood up on that corner and sang that solo part, I was like, holy fuck, sing it, Joey. I mean, your voice echoing throughout Times Square was
that was wild.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was wild. And to use those steps, the TK, the red steps.
Yes.
And really, because lots of times, the groups are just in one place. So I think it caught people's eyes right away, and then we're moving around, and it was
interacting with the fans like you guys normally do.
Yeah.
I have to bring up this, which is kind of
awesome.
It's a plug for me and you.
Yeah.
But I do this show called Masked Singer, and there's a lot of people trying to guess who these people are, and there's a certain character called...
I haven't caught it. We have to catch up because my kids would die for it. So I'm so excited that people... I know. I haven't... People are dying for it, so
Listen,
it's so fun.
This is the first show that people...
And I hear you're nailing it. Like, my buddy was like, "Oh, Jenny's getting everybody."
I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I'm very competitive, and I'm like, I'm determined to get the clues right. Yeah. But there's guesses out there about this rabbit that, and as soon as they came out, they gave a clue, and I said, that's a pop singer. It's a band, someone in a boy band. I'm like,
And you're saying this on the show.
I'm saying this on the show, and I go, it could be on Broadway. He's got that kind of like... And so I was, trying to guess, and is there any way that it could be you, as my fans want me to ask you? Not that you can answer it, but
man.
Who do you think it is?
Does
if it's
it
not
sound
you?
like me?
No.
No, okay. All right. Well,
I'll just say that your voice is a lot better.
Oh, no. Well, it must be really hard though to sing with those masks on.
You know what?
How do they do that?
The rabbit surprised me with how good his voice was, considering now who I know who the rabbit is, but it is hard because their microphone.
I heard the rumors too, so I don't know, but and if it is, I won't say. Then he is surprisingly. You wouldn't think so, but it makes sense. But it doesn't make sense because it's so.
But their voices, and I don't know if they add an extra spin. I know they're making me get rid of you right now. But they add some extra stuff on there, like
a little reverb or auto tune,
so it makes people
bit.
sound a little bit more special.
That makes sense.
But I think I'd be able to tell your beautiful voice. But would you ever want to be a character on there? You don't have to answer that. If you were a character,
my sob story is that I was on Dancing with the Stars the first season.
That's right.
Yeah, and I know most people are like, "Oh, amazing, that's massive," and I was like, it was the last thing I wanted to do. I'd rather be doing a show, a TV show, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And shit happens, and you come along, and I get it. A lot of good stuff came from that in the
bigger picture,
spiritual sense, but. It's tough. You really got to roll with it with those shows,
right?
Because it's a production, and people are being entertained. You know what I mean? And it's not about you,
right?
You're just kind of, a nice way is like you're being of service. The bad part is like you feel like a pawn in the game. You know what I mean? It's tough.
What was the thing?
Wow. But
right. But I get it. Trust me, I've had many of those type of shows. But what was the thing that you were like, oh?
About Dancing with the Stars? That I was kicking ass and they were giving me shitty scores because it was a better storyline.
You know what? You were kicking ass. Now I'm having
flashbacks.
I
was. Yeah.
No, you really fucking were.
Yeah, but I wasn't playing it long enough. There was some like B stories and like some B-roll. You got to play along. You know what I mean? Right. Like they wanted me to go to Disney World and I was like, I don't want to go to Disney World and do a float with Mickey.
Right.
And that was it. Next week it was like, wah, wah.
I can completely relate to that.
Yeah.
That's the story of my career when they say, you got to go out with that old guy and have dinner with him. And I'm like, tell that old guy he could fuck off.
Yeah.
So that was my Disneyland float.
Yeah, exactly.
bigger picture, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm so proud of you, Joey. This is going to be so wonderful. I can't wait to. What Broadway musical would you kill for? Next.
This is a pretty damn good one. And I just saw Sarah's in it now. I want you to wait to see me. She's selling plenty of tickets, so wait. But Sarah Bareilles wrote the music, and she's performing it now. And she's, by the way, phenomenal actor. Her voice is unbelievable. It's really, so. Great show to jump into and be a part of, and I'm excited. There's other things that I kind of maybe want to create, and it's just great to be a part of the community.
True that. I can
Yeah.
see you absolutely creating your own thing.
Yeah.
Joey, I can't wait to just watch you. Waitress the
Thank you,
Musical,
sister.
and listen to you. Joins the cast starting February 4th, you guys, through April 7th. Get your tickets right now at waitressthemusical.com. Let's take a photo and shout it out to our whole social media world, Joey.
Yay!
We'll be right back, guys.
Jenny McCarthy Show. Oh!